lot of women in this game, it's not for love. When we examine all the reasons why men don't want to get married today, I think this is the biggest fear that a lot of men have. Describe, let's talk about it.
In today's time, most women don't get married for love anymore. They get married for the leverage and benefits that comes from a man. Women are spiteful, and a woman that don't know how to control her emotions is not to be trusted. Those type of women would tear down a whole empire because of their emotions. Women are the main reason that divorces end up so bad. And that's because when a woman is hurt, broken, or scorned, they become spiteful. Once you marry a woman, she's going to feel that she's entitled to your success. A woman would never admit the role she played and why the relationship failed. A woman will take everything a man has if the court allow her to out of spite and bitterness. Fellas, women do not love unconditionally. Their love will always come with conditions dependent on their emotions. The moment you're not beneficial to her, you lose purpose in her life. Free game.
I don't think it's hard to see this and say, this makes a lot of sense. I think this is a big reason why a lot of men today are looking and saying, what is the point? If we're just looking at this from a business perspective, I'm going to end up over leveraging myself into a position of a disadvantage. Where once we're together, when we're just dating, fiance, once we're engaged, all that, we still have the ability to pull the ripcord at any time. No harm, no foul. We don't really have to extricate a whole thing of our lives together. But once the marriage is signed and it's certified and all that, we are legally married now. No prenup, right? And we have no prenup. Now it's a question of, at any time I do not adhere to whatever she wants, she believes is the right direction, this thing can be over and it's going to be financially detrimental to me. We have to pay more attention as men and just look at this and say, there's a lot of people in this game. There's a lot of women in this game. It's not for love. It's for how can you benefit me? Maybe is this, we can attribute this to being a biological thing. We can understand that in terms of looking for safety and security, this makes sense. We just never saw it at such a prevalent rate where you jump from partner to partner, from protection to protection, from security to security. But while you're making that move that's incentivized by the state, that's incentivized by society, you get to extract a little bit of resource here, a little bit of resource here, a little bit of resource here. It reminds me of an old joke one of my old colleagues used to say. He said if he could come back and he was born as a woman, an attractive woman, he would drop out of high school, he would get a gym membership, and he'd get pregnant by a firefighter, a maintenance, a sanitation worker, and an NYPD cop. And this way he'd be set. He'd just stagger it. And at the time, you think it's a harmless joke. There's an off-color harmless joke. But now when you see this game, and mind you, this was a good 20 years ago. This was a good 20 years ago he made this joke. And it's still relevant today. When you incentivize this, you make this a business strategy and a good one. Why would women be in it for love? That's an old notion. It's funny when you look at how we highlight rom-coms and women say that men aren't romantic. Where's the romance on your part? Where's the believing in love? It's, hey, love isn't enough. How many people you see across the board? So how many women across the board are saying that today? Love ain't enough. Don't marry for love. He has to have something. He has to improve your life in some sort of way or fashion. Otherwise, it's a non-starter. Before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. We're still trying to do 2 a day, still trying to keep that flow going until, we have a full year of content, displaying that discipline, displaying how we protect the brand. So listen, hype the video, share the video. We got some merch in the store. Let's continue. What she's saying is absolutely true. And to me, I can admit this would be one of my big fears. It's a leverage. It's you look at what you've built. And a lot of us as men, when you're early on in your 20s, when you're looking for someone to settle down with because you're thinking this is what you're supposed to do as a man, you haven't built anything. You haven't gotten into that swing, into that step. You haven't woken up on a good foot yet. You're still trying to make things happen. So you don't think you have anything to lose. You're in love. That is the leading thing. You're not thinking with the correct head. The heart is in the lead. No fault you for it. It's a pristine, beautiful time in your life. A lot of us can never walk our way back to that. We've seen too much. We've experienced too much. There's calluses in places that we wish there weren't calluses in. But women wake up faster. Women mature faster. Women are taught earlier that that this man has to do something for you. When you look at the conversations people are having with Big Mama, they're telling, yeah, if I could do it again, I wouldn't do it like this. I wouldn't get married to this. I wouldn't stay for this. No, it's always it's rarely, hey, we were together for 50, 60 years because it's just straight love. No, that was the thing to do at the time. This is not a video to fault women about their choices and about the mating strategy. It's not at all. This is a video to help men wake up, like she said, free game. Help wake up and understand that if you keep operating under the Windows 95 operating system, you're going to get left behind. And you're still going to be extracted for whatever resources. Even when women like to come on and say, how can you be a gold digger without any gold? Yeah, you're still mining for it. And if she's with you now and you do strike that gold, you do hit it, guess what happens? A lot of that has to leave. You have, depending what state you're in, there's alimony. Depending what state you're in, there's a different calculation that comes down to how much child support you have to pay. Look at Anthony Edwards. None of them live in California, but she's taking him saying, no, this is this in California. He's got to pay this. I want that payment. The reverse is also true. We see a lot of these celebrities, when they get put on child support, their residences in Texas. Texas has a cap. This is part of what we're learning, part of what we have to understand and instill into younger men earlier in their lives, especially those that are looking to say, hey, I want to get married. This is the thing. This is what I want to do. It's important for me. Cool. Not taking that away from you. I'm not want to tell you black pilled, MGTOW out. I just want you to do it with your eyes wide open. You got to protect yourself. This is how you protect the brand. You look and say, okay, I'm feeling all amorous. I'm feeling romantic. You're doing all the things they label and say you're supposed to do. That is not going to fix anything. That's not going to engender her to you when it's time for her to pull a ripcord. When you see more and more women coming on here talking about, yeah, I was married to a good man. He didn't cheat and didn't do anything wrong. But that silent little voice was whispering in me that this was not the happiness my life was entailed for. I have to go out and chase that. So what happens? They implode their marriage, they implode their family, and they go out and say, okay, now we have a broken home if we have kids. I'm going to go out here. But on the way out, do they say, listen, I made vows to you. We made vows to one another. And I'm deciding that I want something different for my life. But let me leave quietly. In fact, because I'm the one that wants out, let me make sure you're okay. Let me pay into this. Let me leave quietly, leave without anything. And let me just help you out a little bit. I can do this for a couple years as I go, as you adjust to my passing. You don't see that. The law says, hey, you can do this. When women we're saying a couple years ago, they want to be stay-at-home wives. Okay, men started moving that direction. Bad wives became more of a thing. And then on the way out, they're saying, hey, look what the law says. Men are realizing, hey, look what the law says. You worked for 10, 15 years. She stayed home, took care of the kids, took care of the house. You have to pay into that. I'm not saying that is wrong. That is exactly what this alimony thing was always supposed to be about. Give her a chance to get on a good foot. But when you think men understood how the divorce laws worked as intimately as women did, I guarantee you we did not. If you did, you would not say, hey, babe, I love you so much. Stay at home girlfriend being the thing. You wouldn't say that. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't move like that. You wouldn't put yourself in an over-leveraged position where it's set up for you to be taken advantage of. Again, if you want to be married, I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying anything about any of the choices you want to make. Just go in it with eyes wide open and understand a lot of these women today, as much as they talk about being romantic, as much as they talk about love, that is not the most driving reasoning when it comes time to end this thing, when it comes time to start this thing. It's food for thought. But if you disagree, and I've been wrong before, I've got no problem being wrong. We can pivot when we're wrong. Let me know down in the comments. If you see other videos on your screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos, of course. And if you listen to my voice now, you have not subscribed, I think you should. You're just trying to build something dope. See you in the next one.